Hey coaches, this is Ross Madelon for Youth Football Online. Today we're going to be discussing the rocket toss sweep. Normally you see the rocket toss sweep used in a lot of option attacks, i.e. Navy, Army, Air Force, Georgia Tech with Paul Johnson. You also sometimes see it with some wing T teams. It's a great offensive play that takes advantage of defensive ends and defenses that like to collapse inside. Obviously if you're an option team, you're going to be trying to establish the dive a lot. While you're trying to establish the dive, defensive ends are going to be slanting, stunning inside, trying to cause all kinds of havoc. The rocket toss sweep lets you get to the perimeter fast, quick, and it will let these defensive ends know that they can't do all this slanting and stunning stuff all the time. It keeps them at bay. So with the rocket toss sweep, the rules for the offensive line are very simple. Doesn't mean they're simple to execute, but in terms of mental preparation, it's very simple, very easy, and it doesn't change. They all scoop to play side. So if we're running rocket to the right, the offensive line scoops right. If we're running rocket left, everybody scoops left. So right now, everybody's going to scoop block play side. Now, who determines what down lineman is blocked? Basically, we'll tell our tackles that you are to beat the 5 technique, which you'll almost always get against an even front, and release for the backer. Now, game time adjustment. If we know that this kid is very, very, very good, okay, we've played some teams over the past that have had some kids that have gone Division I. We'll tell them to try to reach him, okay, so at least reach block the kid and not let him go. But again, the reason why we're running this play is because we're used to this kid coming down a lot. So we should be able to get a clean, free release by our tackle and tell him to block inside out. One of the key coaching points on the rocket toss sweep is to tell your lineman to get to the next level and look inside. Don't have him chase. I don't want my offensive tackle chasing this kid. He'll never block him. I don't want offensive lineman chasing a Sam linebacker in a 4-3. He'll never block him. Get to the next level and block these guys who are on pursuit. Guard's going to scoop. Same thing. All the way across the line, we're going to scoop. Whoever, if there's no linebackers left, go make a big block. Touchdown block. All right, that's basically what the play looks like. None of these down linemen are getting blocked, and they don't have to get blocked because the play gets to the edge fast, extremely quick. It's not an option play. With our slot's rule is to block the outside linebacker. Very similar to jet sweep. We want them to cave him in. This is probably the toughest block to execute on the entire play. Your slot, your twin receiver, whoever you have here as number 2, has to block this guy and has to turn him in. If he can't turn him in, he must stay with him. So the back, who's running the motion and getting the ball, can read your block. Okay, he has to read this guy's block. We want him to get here to the perimeter. If not, if he has to kick him out because the backer forces it, he has to read it and get up. You can't let him go. So the slot has to be, or your twin receiver has to be very, very, very physical. Okay? The quarterback is going to reverse out. One step, almost like a spin. Reverse out, and with his backside arm, is going to spin the ball out to the slot. Okay, or your ball carrier. So it's basically going to be like a spin, and the ball carrier is going to get the ball outside the offensive tackle. That's how far outside he is. It's not a toss from the eye. It's not a toss from here. His toss is going to be all the way out here. So when we say it's hitting the perimeter fast, it's fast. We don't care about these guys. There's no way they're making a play. Okay? We teach the dive back in the flex bone system or the wishbone system to attack the backside tackle's gap. Because we have a couple other complementary plays off this. We have a waggle or bootleg where we release into the flat, and we also have a counter option play off this, which we run with the fullback, where he ends up becoming a guy who ends up blocking this defensive end, and we run double option off of it. But that's the reason. Now, if you don't like that, and you want to move this kid, offset him, he could be a lead blocker too. Okay? You don't have to have him always go backside. We prefer to do it because of our complementary plays. But, again, you can be as creative as you want to be with him. You want him to offset him and be a lead blocker? You can do that. Okay? Same thing with the split end. Whatever you want to do. You want to have him stalk. You want to have him push crack because it's 3 deep and he might play in the alley, you could do that. Just keep in mind, one of the best things about the rocket toss sweep, we'll have them cut off on the backside, is the play action pass off the rocket toss sweep. The play action pass is deadly, especially with this action. You'll see the secondary do a lot to this motion because they have to in order to stop the play. They can't stop him with him. They have to do stuff with these two guys. Have to. Rotate, adjust, fly up. This guy comes, this guy goes in the alley, whatever it might be. So because of this, obviously we have our play action protection, and we have a lot of different things we could do here. We can run a post by the split end and a wheel by the slot. We can run a fade by the split end and a 10-yard out by the slot. We could do a lot of different things in the play action game. And again, one of the biggest compliments besides any run play to the rocket toss sweep is the play action pass. I think it's a great play. You can add it to pretty much any offense you might have. And it really takes advantage of those teams that like to blitz, move people, and stun inside.